Talk into it. Hello, testing, testing. Don't change any other buttons. You only.
I assume Ms. Warren's coming back?
Yes.
Are we on? All right, I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the special magistrate for the city of Delray Beach. Cases will be called in the order in which they appear on the agenda unless we note otherwise. When you hear your case called, go ahead and proceed to the podium on my left-hand side, right over here. The city will present its testimony and evidence first. You'll have an opportunity to review any evidence that the city has submitted and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses, after which time you can present your own testimony and evidence. And then I will make a decision. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all testimony is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think there's a possibility that you might testify today, please rise and raise your right hand so you can be sworn in.
By the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. Thank you.
All right, just before we get to the consent agenda, just a quick programming note. If you have a cell phone, which we almost all do, please make sure your phone is on silent. I'd also ask if you need to have a conversation with somebody or to chat with somebody or to discuss something with somebody, please take it outside, as it turns out that the sound does travel pretty well in this room. All right, consent agenda.
Magistrate, I'm requesting approval of the consent agenda as written.
So approved.
Thank you.
I guess we have the minutes of January 8th, 2026. I reviewed those minutes and they are approved as of today, March 5th.
Thank you.
All right, regular business. We don't
Okay.
have. Old business.
So we're going to be starting with old business.
We do have a case that we would like to call first with an Arabic interpreter, if we can have the interpreter come. And if you could, the clerk, before you begin, if you could just tell us your name and your position with the city.
It's working, yeah. My name is Rafiq Ibrahim. I work as the current planning principal with the development services.
And are you fluent in Arabic?
Yes.
Okay. If we may have the clerk swear him in.
Thank you. Do you swear or affirm that you will translate a fair and accurate interpretation?
Yes.
Thank you.
And if you could, Madam Interpreter, if you could restate the case number that we would like to call, and if you could please interpret.
Thank you.
And then if we can have the, if you could just explain that I'm asking that the respondent homeowner please approach the podium. In Arabic, please.
Case number 1, 2021 012065. The
Pause.
property,
Can you please pause? I mean, that was a lot. He has to interpret like kind of line by line what you're saying.
understood.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll do that again.
Yes, thank you.
Case number 1,
قضية رقم 1
2021
2021
012065.
012065.
Property owner is Isa Mesher.
مالك الأرض الشقة عيسى مظهر.
Mr. Rafiq, if you can please ask him if he has understood everything that is happening so far.
فاهم كل شيء؟
Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you.
The property address is 937 Southwest 20th Court.
العنوان هو 937 ساوث ويست 20 كورت.
Yeah.
And the code officer on this case is Rondell Strawn.
والكود اوفيسر هو اسمه ستران. اوكي.
This is a request for a time extension.
الطلب دوت لتمديد الوقت.
Mr. Strawn, if you could please give us a synopsis
هيعطي فكرة عن القضية.
of the status of the case.
Good afternoon.
Wait, he has to interpret what I said.
Yeah,
I think you did initially.
I did. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. This case is regarding this property is regarding case 21-12065 regarding address 937 Southwest 20th Court.
Okay.
Yeah. هيشرح القضية دلوقتي وقال العنوان. تمام.
Originally found a violation on March 2nd, 2022.
المخالفة ابتدت في مارس 2026
for not obtaining permits to repair the destroyed home by fire.
ان انت ما خدتش البيرميت المطلوبة من الفاير.
Ruling was 60 days to apply for permit.
Say again, please.
The ruling was 60 days to apply for a permit for
Yeah.
$50 daily fine.
مطلوب منك تقدم على ترخيص عشان توقف المخالفة.
The compliance date was May 3rd, 2022.
ترجع لوقت مارس 3 2022.
But I buy the house is 2025.
Right.
And I do the permit very fast.
Yes, you did. So on August 21st, 2024, a lien was recorded on the property for non-compliance.
I know see the paper.
Oh, okay,
So
could
fine. He
you,
understands.
أنا ما
Okay.
شفتهم يعني ما شفت الأوراق.
Okay.
I understand English what you say, but I can't. I choke.
okay.
Sir, you can.
واحدة واحدة.
I'm assuming if you can understand me. If not, I can have the translator explain. The process is that the city makes their presentation first, after which time you'll have an opportunity to speak as well. But what I can't have is you trying to speak over the city, because then I can't hear anyone.
Yeah. فاهم؟ فاهم؟
Okay.
He understands.
And if we could, it will probably, for ease, it would be easier, although I understand he understands English, to tell him, or he may understand.
هي فاهم ان انت بتفهم انجليزي بس مش قادر تحكي.
If we can use the interpretation to make sure.
Yes.
ممكن نستخدم الترجمة عشان تتأكد انك فاهم. Yes.
So because it's hard when two people are talking, if you could wait till the interpreter finishes before you respond.
Yeah. هو هيقدم القضية الأول وبعدين هنسمع خالص مش هنحكي خالص إلا لما يجي دورك.
Okay.
تمام. ده
Proceed. All right. So on August 21st, 2024, a lien was recorded on the property for non-compliance. The violation still exists, and there's a accrued fine in the amount of $27,300.
Okay.
في أغسطس 2021 حطوا مخالفة على البروبرتي و 27,000.
The property was sold on October 30th, 2025.
المشكلة اتحلت في أكتوبر 30 2025.
To Issa Mesler. I said it right. All right. And he received an additional 60 days to apply.
خدت 60 يوم علشان تاخد البيرميتس المطلوب.
For the necessary permits.
للتراخيص المطلوب.
The permit was issued on February 2nd, 2026.
البيرميت صدر في فبراير 2 2026.
The owner, Izza, is here today for an extension of time to complete the current work.
يعني هو بيقول ان انت اليوم موجود عشان تمدد الوقت تكمل شغل مظبوط.
So is he asking for that the fines be stayed or?
Yeah, so just I'm gonna say what the city suggests, what we suggest.
I'm just asking
Oh,
you.
well, no, yeah, he's fine. He's here for extension of time to complete the work.
So,
So the fines are $50 right now.
okay.
But the city
Just-
attorney's asking you, is he asking for a stay of the rolling fine?
Yes.
Yes, yes, he is.
Okay, we're-
السؤال يقول انت طالب ان انت تشيل المخالفات اللي عليك
Yeah.
المادية.
Yeah.
Yes, he's asking.
Okay. The city suggests that we give the owner a 180-day extension to complete the work for the permit process.
هيعطوك 180 يوم علشان تكمل البيرمت التراخيص المطلوبة
عشان البيت يعني يخلص البناء.
يخلص الشغل. تمام.
I think the city's done, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's your turn now. The city is asking me to give you an additional 180 days and to stay the fine, stop the fine during those 180 days so you can come into compliance.
السيتي بتطلب انها تعطيك 180 يوم تخلص الشغل واخد بالك وهيوقفوا المخالفات انها تعد. تمام.
Yeah, I noticed on your document you're asking for also a reduction of penalty. That's a little bit early.
ساعدته لاحظ ان انت طالب ان انت تخفض المخالفة الوقت مبكر لسه شوية على الكلام ده.
Once you're in compliance, then you can proceed to ask for a reduction.
لما تخلص خالص وتكون ما عندكش اي مشاكل مع السيتي تقدر تيجي تطلب تخفيض المخالفة.
بس يعني عندي مشكلة.
The code officer can give you some direction on how to do that.
الكود اوفيسر هيعطيك تعليمات ازاي تعمل الكلام ده.
Is there anything he wants to tell me, or is
بدك تحكي شيء اتفضل احكي.
بقول له أنا محتاج المية توصل والكهرباء توصل. يعني أنا رحت على شركة الكهرباء بدي أوصل الكهرباء قالوا لي ما فينا نوصل إلا تخلص عند
أوكي.
السيتي. هو البيت almost خلص.
حاجة اوكي. He needs to connect the water and electricity because he went to the electricity company and they told him you need to finish with the city first and then you can come back to us. That's literally what he said.
I don't know what that means.
So what he's saying?
Is he saying that he needs more time?
No, he needs to connect water
Water.
and electricity. And when he went to the electricity company, they told him you need to go back to the city
You have the lien.
to solve the lien and then we will connect you. That's what he
Okay,
said.
So they refused to connect
Yeah.
because of the outstanding lien and fines.
Correct.
أنا يعني خلصت البيت خالص. يعني باقي لازم يشبكون المية ويشبكون الكهرباء بأسرع وقت. بس ما بشغال.
He finished the work and he needs to connect water and electricity as soon as possible.
May I just ask staff where he is with the permit?
I have an additional question. That's fine. I can ask the owner.
Like where, you can ask, but I'm trying to figure out where he is with the permit status.
Permits was processing right now. Now we have to see where
Is-
we're at. with
But
it.
he has not approved an approved permit,
Not
correct?
yet. No, not yet. Not
But do we
yet.
know what's outstanding with the permit, like in the system?
Well,
No, he has an approved permit.
yeah.
It's approved, so they're gonna give him 180 days to complete the work.
To get the permit CO'd?
No, he has to go through, he has to do the work and do the inspections through the process, so he has 180 days to do that.
Correct, to get the permit CO'd, like certificate, like to finalized.
To be finalized and closed.
هتحكي كل اللي
Can I just ask, can we pause for 1 second?
Yeah,
Just want to
let's-
see what the order says.
Let's take a quick minute or two and review the documents.
Thank you.
هتاخد وقت تراجع عشان بدها تعرف البرمت وصل لفين. فهمت؟ تمام؟ بدها تعرف البرمت وصل لفين عشان يشوفوا موضوع اللين. كل شيء بدك تحكي.
ثانك يو.
إيه. هتحكي كل شيء.
قد ايه الغرامة عليه اللي انت حكى؟
اللي حكى هو 27,000 بس. لا حسأل كل الأسئلة اللي بدك تسألها نسأل.
سألوا عن الفلوس هلا.
إيه لا استنى لما يجي لك.
هو يرد عليه.
إيه أنت تسأل وأنا أترجم.
لا هو خليه يحكي انت.
ماشي.
عشان شو تطلع منهم.
كل اللي بدك إياه.
هذا قاضي.
إيه هذا قانون.
He has to have final. Okay, from the city has to send it to FPL, and then FPL, once it's released, can energize it.
Okay,
He has to have.
we're ready.
You ready?
Yes.
All right,
So-
we're back in session.
Thank you. Mr. Issa,
Yes.
we apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you,
بنعتذر على أي إزعاج.
but I have discussed this matter with the supervisors in the Code Enforcement Department.
هي ناقشت الموضوع مع الكود انفورسمنت القسم.
And we just want to take a closer look at the permit
بدهم يفحصوا البيرمت تبعه.
because the resolution might be, or our request might be different.
عشان بناء عليه ممكن يطلبوا شيء مختلف.
So
لسه
at this time, we're going to ask that you stay the fine and reset this case for a status check in 30 days.
ايه بدهم دلوقتي يوقفوا المخالفة ونرجع تاني بعد 30 يوم.
Is that okay with you?
موافق؟
انا مش عارف شو بدي اجاوب. مش قلت لها مش عارف شو بدي اجاوب بس انا بدي المي والكهرباء.
He doesn't know what to say. He just need water and electricity.
We understand, and after this, maybe we can have staff, with the assistance of the interpreter, kind of explain it to you a little bit more, if that's okay with the magistrate.
That's fine, though. You know, I'm looking at the order and it says obtain a permit. Is he not in compliance once the permit was obtained?
That's what the staff discussions were, so we just wanted to take a closer
All
look.
right, this is what we'll do. In this case, I'm going to stay the fine, and we'll reset this for a status hearing. When's our hearing in next month?
Yeah, 319 is the next hearing.
All right, we'll set this for a status hearing on 3/9. Well, that's a little early,
No, that's
isn't it?
2 weeks.
4/2 is
Next
the next
month. Next
You wanna do
month
it in April?
So I have 4/2 and 4/16.
What would you prefer?
April 2nd, we don't want to hold
Okay.
him up.
All right, we're going to reset this for April 2nd.
Perfect.
هيعلق المخالفات وهتيجي تاني في ابريل 2 لفحص الموضوع مرة أخرى.
شهر 2
شهر ابريل شهر 4 يوم 2
شهر 4.
شهر 4.
احنا اي شهر هلا؟
احنا مارس.
احنا 3.
ايه
انا بشهر 4 قد ايه؟ بشهر 2 الشهر.
يوم 2 بالشهر.
Thank
شكرا.
you both.
شكرا.
All right. Just
Thank
please
you.
make sure he understands that the fine has stopped while we're resolving this.
شكرا.
وقف المخالفة.
Thank you.
تمام.
ثانك يو.
Good.
بس عندي سؤال بس بقول له انت المخالفه وقفتها من هسه ولا وقفتها من طلعت
He has a question. Can he?
Is
I
it
think I'm
something
done.
for the staff? We'll get a staff member out there.
المخالفة وقفها من الوقت هلا. Sorry, the sorry.
I understood him. For the permit, we can have staff answer the question.
Sorry, stopping
I don't think there's anything I can really add. I just hear the case, so the staff would have to.
If you can wait a second, sir, we'll get someone to help, okay?
Only the question, the payment started Thursday. I take the payment. Today is started.
Well, we're working on that. We want to make sure we're fair to you, so that's why I asked.
All right, let's call the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 2, 2021 011415. The property owner is Peter Nelson. Property address is 302 Southwest 11th Avenue. And the code officer on this case is Reggie Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 302 Southwest 11th Avenue. Case 2021-011-415. The property was issued a notice of violation on November 18th, 2021. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail and posted to City Hall on February 23rd, 2026. In addition, the property was posted on February 23rd, 2026. An affidavit of posting and mailing and first affidavit of compliance, non-compliance is attached in the case. I have not been in contact with the property owner. This property was cited for a fire occurring and the structure no longer meets minimum requirements established by standard building codes. Chief building official deemed structure unsafe due to fire. As of March 5th, 2026, the property has not come into compliance. I have attached 8 photographs of the property to the case that I would like to introduce into evidence. The city is asking for an additional 30 days for them to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for a $100 daily fine until compliance is achieved. Exhibit 1 was taken November 17, 2021, and is showing the property that was set on fire, that had a fire. Exhibit 2 was taken November 17, 2021, and is showing a posting of unsafe building structure. Exhibit 3 was taken November 17th, 2021, and is showing the front of the property pertaining to what the fire. Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance, non-compliance. My initial inspection was done October 23rd, where I spoke with Steve Tobias and Patrick Lyons, and they informed me that the property needed a mechanical, plumbing, and building final. Exhibit 5 was taken February 23rd, 2026, and this is the posting of notice of violation. Exhibit 6 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 7 is a picture taken March 2nd, 2026, and it was my re-inspection prior to hearing. Exhibit 8 is an affidavit of compliance, non-compliance, just stating that the property did not come into compliance.
At this time, we would like to introduce the 8 exhibits into evidence.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Peter Nelson.
Mr. Nelson, you're the owner of the property?
That's correct.
Mr. Nelson, do you have any objections to the photographs the city has just tried to introduce into evidence?
No.
Without objection, so admitted. I'm going to let the city finish presenting their case, and then you can tell me anything you'd like me to know, okay?
Absolutely.
Do you have anything else?
Well, I could give the timeline of the permit. So
Before we get to the whole timeline, I do want to get Mr. Steve Tobias here to give some testimony regarding the steps that the building official did, okay? Could you please state your name for the record?
Steve Tobias,
And what is your current position with the city?
Building Code Administrator.
And are you familiar with this property?
302 Southwest 11th Avenue.
Yes.
Yes.
And was it brought to your attention on or around November 17th, 2021 that this building might be unsafe?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the requirements of section 7.8.3 of the city's land development regulations?
Yes.
In accordance with those regulations, what steps do you take as building official?
To go out and review and post the property as unsafe as needed.
And are you familiar with the photographs that the code enforcement, Mr. Williams, reviewed earlier with the condition of the property back in November 17th, 2021?
Yes.
And based off that, did you submit or document a notice of unsafe building or structure? Did you did you execute that?
Yes.
And within that, in accordance with our city's land development regulations, do you advise the property owner that the building is indeed unsafe based on your observations?
Yes.
And do you also advise the property owner that there are certain things that need to come into compliance to bring the building into proper condition?
Yes.
And was that done in this situation here?
I believe that was done back in 2021.
And I'm not sure if there was an exhibit for that. If not, it's in the backup.
for which one?
The unsafe.
What are you specifically
The
pertain?
document, the notice of unsafe.
Oh, the document? The only document I have is this.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if I'm showing you what has been marked as City's Exhibit 9 for identification purposes, is this the notice of unsafe that we were discussing?
Yes, that is my signature.
Okay, and attached to that, you provided, based on report, all the requirements that need to be made for any type of repairs, to include getting any type of required permits.
Correct.
Yes. At this time, I'd like to introduce City's Exhibit 9. It should be in the backup with the magistrate. Let me show it to the property owner.
Is that all of it, right there?
Yeah,
There's one?
it's the back, the notice of solid, well, these are pictures.
Is this a copy or is this the original?
This is the copy.
So proof of service isn't filled
Well,
out.
this is just the copy. This is for purposes of what was in here. The proof of service is a separate issue. It should be in the original one.
Where's the original now?
This is, we don't have the original, we serve it, but the fully executed one should be in our backup.
How do we get a copy of the original?
It, 1 second. Hold on
Okay.
1 second.
This is the part. You can look inside for the dogs.
It's there?
No,
Oh.
give her a moment.
Give me a moment. I'm just gonna mark it, can't find it right now, but I'm gonna mark it for identification purposes for now.
So this is the same one you just gave me? Is that-
It's the same one,
Yeah.
alright.
Okay.
And this is what you would have executed and provided to the code enforcement personnel, correct, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a copy of this.
Okay, perfect. And I believe there is testimony from Mr. Williams of the date of that this was served. Just for the record, just want the record to reflect. So,
Hold on 1 second, just so I'm clear. Officer Williams, the letter dated November 19, 2021, to Mr. Nelson, signed by the building official, Mr. Bias, that was served by you?
No, it was
served-
a previous officer.
correct. And if you can go back one to the exhibits. 1, 2. There's also, Mr. Bias here, this is also the notice that would have been placed actually on the property where you deemed the building unsafe.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And within that time period, there's a certain time period where, you know, if someone wanted to challenge it or apply for permits within the code, I believe it's 60 days, correct?
Yes.
And within this time frame, candidly, the property owner did apply for permits to try to begin the work.
Yes, as I remember, Mr. Nelson applied for a permit. Yes.
Okay, but, and then today, this property has not been CO'd, correct?
The property is missing a few finals. It has been almost completed. Just needs some paperwork to give it a CO.
So basically, the property owner just needs to contact the building department and have some inspections done.
Correct. I believe the permit may have expired by this point.
So the permit will need to be reinstated.
Correct.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Williams, can you recall Mr. Williams? If you can just kind of give us a time frame, because as you can see, there's been some time that has passed from the date of the initial posting and the notice till 2026, correct?
Yes. So the property needs finals for building, mechanical, and plumbing. And the timeline was January 21st, 2022, apply for permit. May 27th, 2022, permit was issued. March 6th, 2024, permit renewed. March 18th, 2024, installation inspection approved. And March 18th, 2024, this was the last inspection on the property.
Right. And based on this type of violation, this is an unsafe life, health, safety, welfare violation, correct?
Yes.
And that is the type of violation that we can immediately bring in to try to seek time for it to come into compliance, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to get testimony. We can just tell you right now to Mr. Special Magistrate Wagner, just so we can see where we're going forward with the testimony. What is the recommendation of city staff at this point?
So the recommendation was 30 days to come into compliance or $100 daily fine. And it's to complete the 3 final inspections.
And reinstate the permit, apparently, right?
Yes.
Correct.
All right. Mr. Nelson, do you have any questions for any of the city's witnesses?
I kind of have a statement. Yeah, I have questions. Sure. Okay.
If you want, you don't have to ask any, or you can just tell me what you want me to know. It's up to you.
Okay. So I get this notice, and it was a special notice, special magistrate hearing notice to appear, and the corrective action. Have you seen this, sir? Do you
I
have?
have, yeah.
Okay. The corrective action on Wednesday, November the 17th, 2021, a structure fire occurred, and the structure no longer meets minimum requirements established by the standard building code, period. An engineer's report will be required to be submitted to indicate the structural of the structure, which I don't know what that means, along with permits for repairs. Well, permits have been obtained, okay? I personally handed to Steve Tobias a letter from an engineer saying the structure was okay. Okay, and he says to me, Pete, I'm going to put it in the file. I said, good idea, Steve. Okay, and then I get here today.
G. Batista Engineering and Construction.
That's correct.
All right, I have it.
Okay, so and then if you flip to the next page, it says due to the nature of the violations and past issues. Well, sir, I'd like to know what are the past issues. Do you have evidence of the past issues on the property? Because you wrote it down here, and it's a little insulting, to be perfectly honest with you.
This was an old case to a previous court officer, so everything that's stated on them documents is not for me.
But you wrote this.
I did not write that. I just told you that was issued in 2021.
Okay, well.
So the previous code officer documented all that on them documents, wrote all that down, not me.
So no one's taking any responsibility.
I just reissued.
I'm going to object to badgering our witness. I think if it's a question regarding the case or the facts or anything, and not
I think
insulting the witness.
Okay, it was asked and it was answered. He doesn't know. It wasn't him.
Okay. Well, in addressing the corrective action, I have done that, sir. And that's what's asked of me right now. And then they came in and asked for more. And if we want to, if they want the final on building, on mechanical and plumbing, I need at least 180 days.
Have you completed the work?
Absolutely.
So why do you need 180 days? The city's saying you just need an inspection, right? Reinstate
Yes.
Reinstate the permit and have an inspection so it can be
Well,
closed
because
down.
we're probably going to use an outside engineer for it. Have to retain an outside engineering firm. I was asked yesterday at 4 o'clock to provide an outside engineer's letter today at this hearing by the head of code enforcement, at which time it was almost comical. Like, okay, can you get me a letter for these 3 disciplines saying that they've met the final on this? And I was like, I don't think I can. This is what and then I received this regarding the structure and the structural of the structure.
Hold on 1 second. The respondent wants 180 days. What's the city's response to that?
I mean, I'm not aware of the outside engineering requirement. We're asking for 30. We'll leave it up to your discretion.
Well, I need the building official to weigh in here. What's a reasonable amount of time? And let me preface it by saying my job is to make sure that I give him enough time so that he can fairly accomplish what I'm asking him to do. So I need to know from you what would be reasonable here for him to accomplish this.
So when you renew a permit or you receive a permit, you have 180 days by Florida Building Code for your first inspection to keep the permit active. So this is not unreasonable. 180 days is throughout the code.
This is a reinstatement of an old permit, and it's not like it's a change of owner or anything like that.
Well, at this point, do we have any reason to believe that the structure is unsafe at this time?
No, sir. I don't believe it's unsafe because we received a letter, 2021, allowing them to go in to clean it up. So but don't believe the rest of the structure was unsafe at that point. It just needed remediation.
Mr. Nelson, just to save us all some trouble, I'm going to give you the 180 days.
Thank you.
But I'd ask if it can be done sooner, please. Do try to do
Absolutely.
it. All right.
Diligence.
180 days or $100 per day there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Steve, good to see you.
Case number 3. Code 25-0000. Let me say that again. Code 25-000038. The property owner is Michael D. and Lisa M. Lichko. The property address is 45 Northwest 8th Avenue. Connor Lee is the code officer on the case, and this is for a status update.
Officer Lee?
Good afternoon, Magistrate. My name is Connor Lee. I'm here for 45 Northwest 8th Ave, code 25-000038, and this is a status update. Just wanted to provide a reminder photo. This is the property. They originally came in because they needed to get an arborist report, or here, let me go. This is picture number 2, and this is the board order. We brought them in for a hearing on January 27, sorry, thank you. January 27, 2026, and it was ordered that they were to meet with the city for a remediation meeting, and then at our previous hearing, there was an extension granted so that they could meet, and then a resolution had been made with the city and the property owner, or a new order, if council
the
could
stipulation
assist with that.
Stipulation.
Yes,
It's
so.
here for sign.
Yes, so that's basically what we're asking. We've come to an agreement, and we're asking the special magistrate to approve the agreement.
I have reviewed the stipulation and hereby approved as of this date of March 5th, 2026.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if available, if we can sign it, I do want to provide it to the opposing counsel. Thank you.
Good sign. I mean, you
Okay.
needed that.
I'll
Case
get it
number-
from staff.
Sorry. Case number 4, code 25-000363. The property owner is Benjamin Enterprise LLC. The registered agent is G&C Benjamin. The property address is 111 Southwest 10th Avenue. And Reggie Williams is the code officer on the case.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I am here regarding property 111 Southwest 10th Avenue, case code 25-000363. The property was issued a notice of violation on January 8th, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail and posted to City Hall on January 8th, 2026. In addition, the property was posted on January 8th, 2026. An affidavit of posting and mailing and first affidavit of compliance, non-compliance is attached to the case. I have been in contact with the property owner. This property was cited for property owner removed drywall and installed new drywall without approved issued permits. As of March 5th, 2026, the property has not come into compliance. I have attached 10 photographs of the property to the case that I would like to introduce into evidence. The city is asking for an additional 60 days for them to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for a $200 daily fine until compliance is achieved. Exhibit 1 was taken October 17th, 2025, and it shows a trailer with debris as well as items under a blue tarp. Exhibit 2 was taken October 17th, 2025, and it's a photo zoomed in from the sidewalk of the property where you can see the drywall was removed in the installation. Exhibit 3 was taken October 2nd, 2025, and it shows the blue tarp removed and the drywall that's sitting on top of a pallet. Exhibit 4 was taken October 22nd, 2025, and it shows the drywall and installation installed inside the building. Exhibit 5 was taken October 24th, 2025, and you can see more work was done inside the property. Exhibit 6 was taken February 12th, 2026, and it was a re-inspection. So I don't have, the door was closed, so I just took a picture of the property. Exhibit 7 is an affidavit of compliance, non-compliance. Exhibit 8 was taken February 23rd, 2026. This was the notice of violation posted to the property because the previous hearing was canceled, so it was rescheduled for March 5th, 2026. Exhibit 9 is the affidavit of posting and mailing. And Exhibit 10 was my re-inspection prior to hearing, taken March 4th, 2026. So the property owner initially applied for a permit November 20th, 2025, but the permit was voided due to LLC unable to do owner builder. So February 11th, 2026, she hired a contractor that applied for the permit for drywall repair and bathroom remodels, toilets, and vanities. As of today, March 5th, 2026, the status is in review. We're waiting for a required resubmit for administrative, requires a resubmit for electrical, fire is in review, requires resubmit for plumbing, and utilities is in review.
So, just quickly before we ask to move the photographs into evidence, for compliance, they had to obtain an approved permit,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Approved issued permits.
Thank
approved.
you. At this time, the city would like to introduce the 10 exhibits into evidence.
Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent, Benjamin Enterprises? Seeing no one, without objection, I'll accept into evidence the photos and documents submitted as exhibits 1 through 10.
What is your recommendation?
Additional 60 days to come into compliance or $200 daily fine until compliance is achieved.
Officer Williams, do you believe 60 days is sufficient time to bring this property into compliance?
Yes.
All right, case 25006363. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2.4.13b, specifically work without required permits. Responded has 60 days to bring the property into compliance or a fine of $200 per day may issue.
Thank you.
you. Case number 5, Code 26000488. The property owner is Silver Diamond 1 LLC. The registered agent is Joseph Bach. The property address is 810 Southwest 5th Avenue. The case will be presented by Reggie Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 810 Southwest 5th Avenue. Case Code 26000488. The property was issued a notice of violation on January 6, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail and posted to City Hall on January 12, 2026. In addition, the property was posted on January 13, 2026. An affidavit of posting and mailing and the first affidavit of compliance, non-compliance is attached in the case. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for enclosing 2 front windows on a property without approved issued permits. As of March 5th, 2026, the property has not come into compliance. I have attached 9 photographs of the property to the case that I would like to introduce into evidence. The city is asking for an additional 30 days for them to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for a $100 daily fine until compliance is achieved. So the property owner applied for a permit January 16th, 2026 for window enclosure. As of today, March 5th, 2026, the status is in review. We're waiting for a required resubmit to planning and zoning, as well as requires resubmit for structural. Exhibit 1 is was a photo taken July 29th, 2025 from a previous violation, but I just wanted to use this photo to show the 2 front windows.
On the left?
Yeah, on the, I'm trying to do the The flashlight, it's not working. All right, so the
I
two,
see it.
you say, okay. So exhibit 1 was taken July 29, 2025, and it shows the 2 front windows. Exhibit 2 was taken August 2025, August 1st, 2025, and it shows the 2 front windows on the property. Exhibit 3 was taken January 6, 2026, and it shows the 2 front windows that's enclosed. Exhibit 4 was taken February 9th, 2026, and shows the 2 front windows enclosed. Exhibit 5 is an affidavit of compliance non-compliance. Exhibit 6 was taken February 17th, 2026, and shows the 2 front windows still enclosed. Exhibit 7 was taken February 23rd, 2026, and is a posting of the notice of violation because the initial hearing was February 19th, 2026, but it was canceled. Exhibit 8 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 9 was my re-inspection prior to hearing, taken March 4th, 2026, and shows that the 2 front windows are still enclosed.
Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent in this case? Silver Diamond LLC? Seeing no one without objection, I'll accept in evidence the photographs and documents submitted by the city as exhibits 1 through 9. Officer Williams, is 30 days enough time for them to finish these permits?
Yes.
Have you been in contact with them?
Yeah, the only contact was he told me he applied for the permits, and then the previous contact was informing him that the hearing was canceled and it was rescheduled for today.
So there's 2 resubmits they have to do. I'm just worried whether 30 days is enough time for that.
If possible, we can get them 60 days since it's enclosed windows. So I'm not sure how the process works pertaining to that with permits.
Neither am I. But I don't know. I guess I'm in a generous mood today. And 26000488, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 2.4.13b, specifically the enclosure of windows without permits. Responded has 60 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Thank you. Case number 6, Code 26000497. The property owner is 910 Southwest 15th LLC. Derek Lewis is the registered agent. The property address is 910 Southwest 15th Avenue. And the code officer on the case is Reggie Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 910 Southwest 15th Avenue. Case Code 26000497. This property received a warning notice on November 26, 2025 for screening of refused areas. The property was given 5 days to comply with the violation. An inspection was conducted on December 3rd, 2025, and the property was still not in compliance. A notice of violation was issued on January 7th, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail and posted to City Hall on January 12th, 2026. In addition, the property was posted on January 13th, 2026. An affidavit of posting and mailing and first affidavit of compliance non-compliance is attached in the case. I have been in contact with the owner of the property. This property was cited for a dumpster not being enclosed on 3 sides and vision obscuring gates on the 4th side. As of March 5th, 2026, the property has not come into compliance. I have attached 8 photographs of the property to the case that I would like to introduce into evidence. So the property owner was informed to contact the City of Delray Beach Development Services Department on the steps required to have the dumpster enclosed. From what I was told, the steps required were a pre-application meeting, a level 1 site plan, and then they could process with the permit.
I thought you were going to do the photos.
He's clicking through them.
It's just we're testing everything.
Application date for a permit was February 2nd, 2026. As of now, the status is in review. It requires a resubmit for administrative, requires a resubmit for landscape, requires a resubmit for utilities.
If we could please go through the photos now.
Exhibit 1, taken November 26, 2025, was a courtesy notice issued to the property pertaining to the violation. Exhibit 2, November 26, 2025, is a photo of the dumpster that's not enclosed. Exhibit 3, taken December 3rd, 2025, is a picture of the dumpster not enclosed. Exhibit 4, taken January 13th, 2026, is a posting of a notice of violation. Exhibit 5 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 6 was taken February 9th, 2026, and is a photo of the dumpster not enclosed. Exhibit 7 is a first affidavit of compliance non-compliance. Exhibit 8 was taken March 2nd, 2026, ran special prior to hearing, and shows the dumpster still not enclosed.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Derek Lewis.
And Mr. Lewis, who do you have with you here?
This is Courtney. She does the permitting.
Mr. Lewis, do you have any objections to the photographs or documents the city would like to put in evidence?
Well, I guess I'm just confused because if you see in Exhibit 2, we have a cutout in our building where the dumpster goes behind that van. So Waste Management, they started picking us up at like 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
Stop you real quick right there. So what the question I was asking is whether you objected to these coming to evidence. You can certainly argue about what they mean, and you can certainly make your case. I just want to know if you object to these documents.
Well, I mean, the
evidence.
picture's clear. The dumpster's outside the fence. Yeah, I'm not objecting to that.
I didn't think you would.
Okay.
So, but I have to ask.
Yeah, all right.
So without objection, I'm going to accept these documents into evidence. Is there anything further from the city, or can I go to the respondent?
No, we just want to make sure it's clear that there are two separate violations.
The other violation, which is practices garbage and trash, that one is not going to be used because since the tracking doesn't have wheels, so I can't violate them for the time.
We're not proceeding. I just didn't want to be you to be confused. We're only
Okay, so
proceeding
we're
with the
just
first.
on 4.6.6C1, which
Yes.
is the screening of refused areas. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's already getting
All right,
better.
Mr. Lewis. So we're
So-
down to your dumpster.
Yeah, so Waste Management, they started picking us up at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So I guess we're confused. We moved that out there like 5 years ago because they wouldn't pick it up on time. So then when we would call them, they'd say, oh, your gate was closed. We kept getting broken into, so we put that gate up and closed it. They kept coming at night, so then they would charge us extra. So we moved it outside like 5 years ago, and it's been fine. So I guess my question is, I know the city has a contract with them. Is there any way that we could we're open from 5 to 5, 12 hours. Is there any way that they could come during that time and we'll put it back where it originally was?
I think that's a resolution that you would have to get with our development services and waste management department here. Within the city.
I mean, contrary to, it might seem that I exercise a lot of authority up here, but I really don't. I have a very limited role. My role is to listen to the facts and compare it with the code and see whether or not the facts constitute a violation of the code. If they do, I give you a certain amount of time to correct.
Well, we got a permit. We got a fence company, Bulldog. We paid them money, but then they want a special survey. It's like another $5,000. So it's like $10,000 to build what you guys want. So it just seems excessive if Waste Management would just come in a 12-hour period like a normal. I mean, I think it seems kind of excessive to pay $10,000 to build something.
Mr. Lewis, the thing that I can do is I can give you time to come to a resolution, but I certainly can't order the city to accept the resolution that you want. Maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't. But what I can't do is let you do that because that's clearly a violation of the code.
Well, now we know. We didn't know. Like I said, it's been like that for 5 years, and I can tell Mr. Williams is busy, but we called and emailed a lot of times. It's just hard to get an answer from the city. So it seems like it's been 3 months, but it's like a lot of that was just inactivity. We couldn't get an answer. We weren't exactly sure what y'all wanted.
What was the city asking for here?
They want us to build like a slab and put 3 walls around it.
So I informed the property owner to contact the City of Delray Beach Development Services Department because there were steps required before they can actually apply for a permit.
So, Mr. Williams, I think he's asking, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Wagner, how much time and
That
what
is
is
what
the
I'm
fine?
asking.
Because
Well,
compliance would be, however, this is not there. So,
Yeah, compliance could be a lot of things,
Right.
including simply just moving this behind the fence, I'm guessing, to where it was before. But with that said, I need to know what the city is asking me.
It was 30 days to come into compliance or $100 daily fine until compliance is achieved.
I'm going to guess, Mr. Lewis, that you're going to want more time than that.
Well, yeah, so where are we with the permit?
So we applied for the permit with a fence company, but I know we have to do the site plan amendment. So that's kind of where we ran into like an issue because we have to do the $4,500 survey. We have to do an engineering report thing in order to do once we do the meeting with the meeting you're talking about, like the meeting with them.
Yes.
There's a checklist, so we also have to get engineering, so that adds to the 4,500 plus the 2,800. So like he was saying, it ends up being like almost $10,000 ultimately at the end to be able to get the slab with the fencing around it to bring it up to code in order to be able to have waste management pick it up at the time they come. So that's kind of where we're trying to find like.
And we bought the building. They came every Wednesday at 8 a.m. It was fine. It was behind the fence. So do I talk to my realtor about that, or who do I talk to?
I can't give you advice on that. But you can ask me for time.
All right, so I guess we just asked for an extension. I would assume with all that she explained, it's going to be at least 6 months. That
Right,
doesn't
it's gonna
seem like a
take us
30-day
time.
situation.
It's not a 30-day situation because we have to go have that pre-meeting, and the site plan amendments do take a long time. It's not 30 days.
And we don't want to overthink this.
No.
I
Ms.
mean,
Warren?
if you're so inclined to give them 60 days to find a resolution, I just don't know about 6 months because as you can see, if you go through the photos, some days I mean, another big issue we're having is all the trash that's getting.
Well, and sometimes
You see
people
what I
just
mean?
put
Like-
trash there, though.
Right, because it looks
Yeah,
like a.
because they got
Yeah.
because you got a giant trash bin out there.
Yeah.
That's,
Right.
that's why people think it's a trash spot.
So there's a lot of nuisance going on as well, which is,
I'll split the difference. I'll give you 90 days, but one way or another, you're either going to have to move it or get it permitted because it can't stay like that.
All right, thank you.
All right, case 26000497. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 4.6.6C1, which is a non-screened dumpster. Respondent has 90 days to come into compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Case number 7, Code 26-000-559. The property owner is Peter M. Nelson. The property address is 332 Southwest 8th Avenue. And the code officer on the case is Reggie Williams.
So before I start, for this case, for the erosion sediment control methods and erosion control methods, he came into compliance. He put up the silt fence. So we're only here for construction and demolition sites and collection of construction and demolition debris.
Which code numbers?
So the compliance is 4.6.17, subsection D1, subsection D2, and subsection D3. Those three are in compliance.
So we're just at 5145A?
Yes.
Okay.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 332 Southwest 8th Avenue, case code 26-000-559. The property was issued a notice of violation on February 4th, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail and posted to City Hall on February 13th, 2026. In addition, the property was posted on February 12th, 2026. An affidavit of posting and mailing and first affidavit of compliance, non-compliance is attached in the case. I have been in contact with the property owner. The property was cited for property owner did not remove loose debris, building material waste, scrap building material, and other trash produced by those working on site. As of March 5th, 2026, the property has not come into compliance. I have attached 12 photographs of the property to the case that I would like to introduce into evidence. The city is asking for an additional 15 days for them to come into compliance. If they do not come into compliance, then the city is asking for a $100 daily fine until compliance is achieved. Exhibit 1, taken January 28th, 2026, shows the debris, construction debris that's on the site. Exhibit 2, taken January 28th, 2026, shows large concrete blocks and the pallets and other debris on the property. Exhibit 3, taken January 28th, 2026, shows debris on the property. Exhibit 4, taken February 12th, 2026, is a notice of violation posted to the property. Exhibit 5 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 6, taken February 23rd, 2026, shows debris on the property that remains. Exhibit 7, taken February 23rd, 2026, shows debris on the property that still remains. Exhibit 8, taken February 23rd, 2026, shows the debris on the property. Exhibit 9 is an affidavit of compliance non-compliance. Exhibit 10, taken March 4th, 2026, is reinspection prior to hearing, shows debris still on the property. Exhibit 11, taken March 4th, 2026, shows the debris that remains on the property. And Exhibit 12, taken March 4th, 2026, shows the debris still that remains on the property.
At this time, the city would like to introduce the 12 photographs into evidence.
Welcome back, Mr. Nelson.
Thank you.
Do you have any objections to these photographs or documents?
None whatsoever.
Without objection, so admitted. Anything further from the city?
No.
Mr. Nelson.
We just finished the tie beam and that those cutoffs and lumber, you know, it's part of a construction site. I can clean lumber up. Some of the concrete I'm going to keep as for some decorative stuff around the property. I don't believe that's debris. I can get rid of all the lumber.
Yeah, so the code section says it is unlawful for any construction or demolition contractor to fail to provide on-site receptacles, bulk containers, detachable containers for loose debris, paper, building materials, scrap building materials, and other trash produced by the working site. So basically, if I understand the code correctly, it's basically saying you can't leave it out there.
Okay, well, I provided a trash can. This is number 3. They stole number 1 and number 2. So we found the stinkiest trash can we could find, so hoping that they wouldn't steal that trash can.
So what you're telling me is people are stealing your containers?
Yeah, here's another trash can, number 3. I'd like to present this as evidence.
Can you show it to the city attorney?
May I see this, please?
Okay. In addition to that, do you want to present that or?
No. It can. You're fine.
Do you have any objection?
No objection.
Okay.
No objection.
I'll accept into evidence the photograph of your trash can. I'm not an expert on construction sites, but I don't think that trash can is going to be big enough.
Yeah, if you do the concrete's all recycled. If you're going to do that, so then that is a special container that comes in. It's recycled, and because the site has very limited amount of land, the container can only stay for a day, load it up, and then has to leave again. We don't have room on the site per se for a container. So they
don't really have an exception here. It basically says you have to containerize your debris.
Yeah, and just to add, it's by the end of each day, and this has been going on, and I mean.
Okay, so we can get rid of the wood.
The city's asking for 15 days. I think that's reasonable to clean up your site.
I'm traveling, sir. I'm asking for 45. I have to travel this week.
This is a site. I mean, the silt fencing isn't. We get one rainy day in March, and this could be definitely a problem.
The silt fence is in compliance, ma'am.
Yeah,
no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I don't know how much that would hold up with the amount of dirt and the debris, especially. That's a lot of debris.
In addition to the silt fence, not on my property is a storm drain, okay, that I have covered up to prevent silt from getting into the storm drain. And then the city comes by and takes off my cover. I'd like to present that to you as
Are you sure you want to present that? Because I'm pretty sure the city isn't going to be too happy with you covering a storm drain.
We're covering it up so silt doesn't go into it.
What,
sir.
but what if it floods the street?
This is required on building plans.
Is that on your land?
It's not on my land, but it's required on my
Are
building
you sure
plans.
you want to submit that into evidence?
I don't think it's relevant to this code.
Okay, then listen, we'll take that off. You know, let it flow. Let it flow. You know.
Mr. Nelson,
Leave it
I'll
15
give you
days
I'll give you a little more time than the city asks. I'll give you 25 days, but you got to clean up your property. Case 26000559. Find the property in violation of 5145A, which is containerizing the debris. Respondent has 25 days to bring into compliance, or a fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Thank you. Case number 8, IR Code 26-000578. Rosebud George East 1 LLC. The registered agent is CM Rack Inc. The property address is 404 East Atlantic Avenue. And the code officer on the case is Connor Lee.
Sorry.
No worries. Whenever you're ready, Officer Lee.
Good afternoon. Connor Lee, Clean and Safe Officer for the City of Delray Beach. This property, 404 East Atlantic Avenue, received a warning notice on February 15th, 2026 for business solicitation to the general public. The property was given 3 days to comply with the violations, and an inspection was conducted on February 18th, 2026, and the property was still non-compliance. Exhibit 2 and 3 are photos taken from that reinspection with employees seen talking to people in the general public. This is one of the employees here. And then this woman right here in the sweater is also one of the employees. I believe you guys can attest to that. And a notice of violation was issued on created on February 18, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail on February 27, 2026. And in addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on February 23rd, 2026, with the notice of violation being hand-delivered to the business owner and also the property manager. And an affidavit of posting is attached to the case that you can see right here, signed on the 18th of February. And I have been in contact with the owner of the business and the property manager. This is the posting affidavit right here. And the property was cited under an irreparable and irreversible notice of violation under City Code Section 4.6.6, subsection A, subsections 1 through 3, commercial and industrial uses within a building. The code states all commercial and industrial uses shall be conducted within a completely enclosed building rather than outside, regardless of the zoning district. The employees were observed persistently and repeatedly approaching individuals passing by to secure business and promote the establishment's services. These activities were conducted within the public right-of-way and outside the approved indoor premises of the business. The conduct as outlined above, constitutes an irreversible and irreparable violation. I have attached 7 case documents that I would like to introduce into evidence, and the city is asking for a one-time fine of $2,500 for the irreparable and irreversible business conduct, as well as a finding of fact for the violation. That is all.
Can we go through the exhibits?
Yeah. So, this is the original warning notice dated on February 15, 2026. And then I conducted a reinspection on February 18, 2026. Here is one employee talking to someone on the right-of-way outside the business. And then here is another one taken a couple minutes later, different employee who I observed addressing the woman walking on the right-of-way.
So just for clarification, this particular code is pretty much saying that 4.6.6A 1 through 3 is that all activities of the business are to be completed inside, correct?
Yes.
And there's a list of
Yes.
things within the code that they could possibly do with the proper approval, correct?
Yes.
And in this particular case, none of that was approved, correct?
No prior.
And the solicitation that you witnessed, could you please just a little bit elaborate on how they were interacting with customers and whether they were bringing customers inside of the business as well, trying to get them products? I just want to make sure we're clear on the conduct.
Yes. So the workers would stand right outside of the doorway and then address people walking on the sidewalk, whether that they're heading east or west, asking them, hey, would you like to try a sample? They actually have sample baskets right at the door entrance, and so they can go after they approach the people, and if they say yes, they would go get the product and give them a sample, creating a conversation, and then potentially getting them to come into the business to solicit and explain more of the services that the establishment offers, attempting to get a sale.
And would there be times when a person would say, no, I don't want anything, and they would continue to solicit their business or try to attempt to give them products?
I have seen multiple instances where they would say no and then go through, and then I've had people come up to me while patrolling asking me about the med spas and asking if there's anything that I could do. Also, my partner James has ran into the same situation.
So you've received complaints?
Yes.
Okay. As well as observed the conduct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any further?
No, I just wanted to clarify that.
Can you tell me your names, please?
Hi, my name is Tal Shabat.
Niv Conforti.
One more time, both of you, a little slower. Thank
Niv Conforti.
Can you spell your last name, sir?
Konforty.
If we can get the address and the, I guess, their authorization or position with the owner.
Mr. Conforti, what is your position with the property owner?
Owner of the store.
You're the owner of the store?
Yeah, like on a lease.
We're on a lease.
Yeah,
so
business
tenant.
owner.
Yeah, we're the tenant.
Tenants. Sorry.
If you need anything, this
You're
is the
the
landlord.
landlord. Oh, so the landlord is here as well.
Yeah.
Can the landlord come up and give their name?
I am Abby Reichben, and I'm the property manager.
All right, and ma'am, your name?
Mine?
Yes.
Tal Shabat.
Can you spell your last name, please?
SAJBAT.
And what's the name of this business?
Ours or
your business?
Oh, it's called NT Partner Group, and it's under the DBA Jardin de Lumiere.
And what do you do?
We're a retail facial store, and we're selling cosmetics.
Do you have any objections to the photographs or pictures that the city would like to submit into evidence?
I do not, but I received what he said on the 15th of the month. I wasn't there. It was a holiday, and I called 1, 2, 3, 4 times till the 23rd, which is a few days after that happened.
I promise I'll let you tell me anything you want to know, but for the record, I'm going to accept into evidence the exhibits. What was it, 1 through 7?
Yes.
All right. Does the city have anything further, or should I?
No, that's all.
I have an objection towards the pictures. Like in the first picture, that one, we're working with people. We live in the community. Sometimes we know the people. Okay, I was there when she talked to her, and I told her, "Why are you going inside?" She told me she knows her. Okay, and they're just talking. So you don't see she's handing her a sample or anything. So that's not fair, taking a picture like that and then just say, that we're soliciting people. In the other picture,
are you testifying under oath that your company was not soliciting people?
We give samples, we do, but we didn't know that this was an issue until he came. We do it since October since we got the business license, and we never got anything before that. And I didn't know what is that. I was trying to call. I talked to Connor. I was trying to call him a few times. These photos took during this time that you can see the number, and they didn't answer, so I would know like what's going on. And we talked only on the 23rd, which is since the day we talked, nobody left the store. They talk to people only from the inside.
I understand. That's why those are the only two photos I
And
have.
this is
Since
not
the time that we
aggressive.
talk.
She's seen breathing outside. You know, it's not. She's not handing any sample. She's just out there, and you're just taking a picture, like.
While I was conducting my reinspection, I couldn't have known that she knew her. From my observations, it
So-
looked like solicitation. And
So I just want to kind of get to the heart of the issues here. If they're done, if not, yeah. I mean, this is an irreparable, irreversible type violation. The code doesn't say that it has to be a certain level of aggressiveness, or it's just whether or not the business was being conducted outside of the business. And even if we were to give them the benefit of the doubt for Exhibit 2, there were other times that Mr. Connor testified to that he received different complaints and also witnessed other behavior and saw the passing of the samples. So we're saying that it happened. You can't take it back. It's like passing a stop sign, running a stop sign.
If I could, your partner, right? Did you observe?
If you can come to the microphone, please.
And then, may I just say, we have come to the business and talked to you guys verbally multiple times about that, never. That's all I have. We have talked to you verbally.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what you saw.
Good afternoon, James Easley, Code Enforcement Officer, Clean and Safe Division. Witnessed on multiple occasions exactly what has been stated by Code Officer Connor Lee. And so this activity has been going on for months. We have photos and testimonies and complaints from citizens in the city of Delray Beach about the conduct of this establishment.
Thank you, Officer Easley. So, Officer Connor, walk the timeline for me. So when was the first time that you notified them that this was an issue?
Well, verbally, it's been...
But you didn't talk to me. You talked to my employees. Nobody told me anything.
If we could just...
Okay, hold on. I'll let you talk. I just need him to answer my questions first, and then I'll let you speak again. So when did you first alert them to this, that this was an issue?
I could say a few months ago, and I have been back a couple times, but the first written notice was the door hanger left at the property February 18, 2026.
That's the 15th.
And after
15th, yes.
Yeah.
And after the 18th, you observed the behavior was still continuing.
On the 18th, I did observe it, and then on daily patrol, I have noticed that you guys have been on, at the doorway.
So for clarification, 15th, the official notice warning was provided to them to give them an opportunity to try to stop. And then you went back a couple days on the 18th. So we're asserting that on the 18th is when this occurred, and this is where the photograph. This is Exhibit 3.
As I said, he told my employees, he gave it to them, and they told him that I'm gonna call him, and I did. I can show you. And he talked to me only on the 23rd. So those took, I didn't know what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me talk about I think it's, look, just to be frank with you, from my perspective here, I think it's pretty clear that your employees were engaging in solicitation out there. I think that's true. But let me talk about the request here. You're asking for $2,500. Tell me why.
Because of the persistent nature of the violation, and we've spoken with this business multiple times over the past couple months. It's been consistently going on. We've had people come up to us, complain. Even I've talked with city workers who go on walks, and they mentioned the spa meds who offer them and solicit them products, and little sample products, but still. And it's just so to basically kind of put a stop to it, because we're not sure that I'm personally not sure if a citation were to be given, that it wouldn't deter the activity. And so that is one of the reasons why we're going for this as well, just as a deterrence.
All right, I'll give you guys the last word.
So we're here to listen, and we're a new business here in the community, and the amount of $2,500 is going to damage us. It's going to do a big damage. For us, he keeps on mentioning that some people are giving him complaints about our business. I do want to mention some incidents. We are a Jewish business. We have mezuzah at the front door, and on a weekly basis, we getting free Palestine and racism towards us. Who says the persons that come in for him is not like want to damage my business? So I would love it if you can consider to reduce the amount. We learned from the experience. We're not going to do it anymore. And that's
As you
it.
saw, we do it from the inside.
Thank you. And may I just state, I didn't know about those problems you guys were having. Yeah, until we spoke. And so
Yes.
just a heads up.
Okay, yeah,
just,
Yeah, I mean, if you have issues like that, I mean, it's beyond the scope of my authority, but if you have issues like those, you should definitely alert the city and let the police know.
We
I'm
are.
sure.
We
I'm
are.
sure there's no
Tell him that.
no tolerance for such behavior in Delray.
Just so you know.
All right, I'm going to make the following findings in 2600578 that a violation of 4.6.6A1 to 3 has occurred, and I make a finding to support the city's ask here that is irreparable in nature. I'm going to issue a one-time fine in the amount of $1,500, but I will tell you this: if this comes back, they can max fine at $15,000, but whatever they ask me, they're going to get it because you're on warning now not to do this anymore. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Case number 9, IR, code 26-000-579. The property owner is 411 Realty Investment LLC. The registered agent is Jason M. Lazar, and the property address is 411 East Atlantic Avenue, Suite E. The code officer on the case is Connor Lee.
Oh, if we could, can you go see, I'm so sorry, can we recall that last case? I think they're still outside.
Did I not?
We just wanted, I don't want to address it without ex parte. I just wanted to see if they can come in. If we can recall case IR, if you can go, sorry, sir.
Sir, can you just have a seat real quick? We'll get to you in a second, I promise.
I don't think there's
Come
a
on
time
back.
to pay a fine.
Sorry.
There's no time. I think staff was asking about a time to pay a fine, but I just think it's a fine.
It's just a
they,
fine.
Right, that they just pay, and if they don't pay it, there's no time frame to pay a fine. It's just a one-time fine that gets assessed against the property.
Come on up.
Yeah, I mean,
Anywhere
I'm
you
not
can
sure.
get on a
It's
mic.
just a one-time
All
fine.
right. Jerry Pryor, I'm the Director of Neighborhood and Community Services. I oversee the Code Enforcement Division. What I'm requesting is a time frame to pay that fine. We know that there's a fine that's been assessed, but would like a time limit on when that fine gets paid.
I mean, I can put one on there, but I don't know what the consequence of doing
Right, there would be no consequence.
Yeah, I mean, it's the fine is assessed. I mean, how long do you need?
30 days.
30 days.
Thank you.
All right, we need to recall the next last one.
Case number 9. Case number 9, IR, code 26-000-579. The property is 411 Realty Investment LLC. The registered agent is Jason M. Lazar. The property address is 411 East Atlantic Avenue, Suite E. And the code officer on the case is Connor Lee.
Good afternoon. Clean and Safe Officer Connor Lee for the City of Delray Beach. This property, 411 East Atlantic Avenue, Suite E, received a warning notice on February 15, 2026 for business solicitation to the general public. The property was given 3 days to comply with the violations. An inspection was conducted on February 18, 2026, and the property was still not in compliance. A notice of violation was issued on February 18, 2026. Service was accomplished by certified and regular mail on February 27, 2026, and in addition, both the property and City Hall were posted on February 23, 2026, with the notice of violation being hand-delivered to the business owner. An affidavit of posting is attached to the file. I have been in contact with the business owner, and I made a posting with the registry agent, but they did not contact me back. The property was cited under an irreversible and irreparable notice of violation under the City Code Section 4.6.6, subsection A, subsections 1 through 3, commercial and industrial uses within a building. The code states all commercial and industrial uses shall be conducted within a completely enclosed building rather than outside, regardless of zoning district. The employees were observed persistently and repeatedly approaching individuals passing by to secure business and to promote the establishment's services. These activities were conducted within the public right-of-way and outside the approved indoor premises of the building. The conduct, as outlined above, constitutes an irreversible and irreparable violation. I have attached 8 case documents that I would like to introduce into evidence, and the city is asking for a one-time fine of $2,500 for the irreparable and irreversible business conduct. To be paid within 30 days.
Got it.
And so right here is Exhibit 1, where the initial warning notice has been scanned, and it's dated February 15, 2026. And then this is the photo taken for the reinspection of that door hanger. As you can see, there is one of the employees actually actively asking someone if they would like any samples right outside of the spa door. And then Exhibit 3 is a copy of the notice of violation posted to the property. Exhibit 5 is the first affidavit of noncompliance dated for the 18th of February 2026. And then this is the affidavit of posting dated on the 23rd of February 2026. Here, this photo was taken while I was just conducting my daily patrol. I noticed a little further down at the start of the block that there were some employees standing outside and speaking with people outside of the business within the right-of-way on February 24, 2026. And this was taken again on another daily patrol. I noticed an employee actively or standing outside, and as they got closer, they were actively speaking with the women who were walking up, asking them if they would like samples, or what I assume to be asking them, offering samples. And this is February 25th, 2026 at 5:12 p.m.
And also in this picture here in Exhibit A, I just want to be clear. The gentleman you're referring to, that's the employee, is on the right in the black T-shirt, correct?
Yes.
And you see his arm reaching out to hand something, what it looks like he's handing something, correct?
Yes.
And then to the right of the gentleman, it appears to be some type of podium, white item with items on top, correct?
Yes, a sample stand.
So when you were there, you observed samples, what looked like samples based on your observations, and you patrolled that area, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
What day did you do the initial posting notice of violation?
On the notice of violation was the 23rd.
This is 2 days later?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is there anything further?
No, that's all I have.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Maor Pilo.
I'm sorry, one more time?
Maor, M-A-O-R. Last name is Pilo, P-I-L-O.
And what is your position with...
business owner. My landlord is not here.
Is your landlord aware that you're here on their behalf?
Yes.
Do you have any objections to the photographs or documents?
No, sir.
That objection so admitted? So tell me what's going on.
So I've been on Atlantic Avenue since July of 2021. We haven't had any issues. That's been about 5 years. We take the city rules very seriously. Just about I would say same time of the year last year was when a code officer first spoke to me about the issue. I believe she's not working. You know this code officer, right?
Yeah. Yes.
No, that was Delinda.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we got to some sort of an agreement where my representatives are allowed to offer some samples in a certain way. I was here several times. I had a conversation with the commissioner, and we got to basically a certain agreement where my employees, as you can see, this guy, for example, on Exhibit 8. So right where you see the stand with the samples. No, that's fine. Thank you so much. There is a few rocks, which are basically a part of my zoning. They told me that they're not allowed to pass this line. I'm not. Maybe on picture number 2 you can see it better. No.
No.
Yeah, but you know what type of rocks, right? So it's a part of my zoning, and that's why they allowed me to also put the stand outside. And as you can see, my employee is not crossing that type of line. Another thing that we have agreed on is if a person says no, my employees are not allowed to basically have a second question. The officer over here, he's been contacting me all the time. I'm not objecting that. I'm sure that you would agree with me that I do everything in my best just to train my people and not to be aggressive. The issue came up when the previous people that were here, case number 7, opened about 3 months ago. And I understand that once you have 2 stores, they open the competition. So once these 2 stores that are doing the same thing on the street, you're just being more aggressively for the clients. I'm constantly training my employees, trying to follow the rules that we agreed on last year. And I just here to get a better clarification of how I can fix it and be, just to make it better.
I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's done. Who did you say you made an agreement with for this?
Officer Delinda.
And were you provided with any approvals from the city's development services department?
No, but since then nobody have approached me about the issue again since February 18th. So I assumed everything was fine.
Okay, I don't have anything further. What is your, recommendation here?
I think you said $2,500.
Yes. Within 30, and the finding fact.
In the city's position that this is not some type of formal approval, as there are certain things that can possibly be approved within that code section to be allowed outside, and we do not have that here. I just want to confirm with Mr. Lee. Did you have the opportunity to review the city's records regarding this particular property?
Yes, I have been.
And based on your review of city records, was there any authorization or approval provided from the Development Services Department regarding the outside business practices outside of the threshold of the business?
I couldn't find anything in writing or nothing.
Thank you.
I have to say, I am a bit troubled by the estoppel argument here.
By the what?
Estoppel, meaning that the city authorized it through its city representative, therefore this isn't a violation.
Well, I think you've worked with the previous officer for a little while, and you agree with me that we had this sort of a little agreement where there is a certain line that my employees are not allowed to pass, and they're not allowed to do a second question. No.
You can answer honestly. Are you aware? He asked your direct question.
I hope you always answer honestly.
Well, I am aware of a meeting that happened between you and the officer,
right.
Officer Delinda, and I.
No, you weren't there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: you say that you're aware. Since that time, and obviously, this is kind of an administrative approval that would have been ideally from the code enforcement department. After that, did you have any follow-up conversations with the property owner to let them know that this was?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so you were told after that whatever agreement.
Just right now, yeah.
Well, not right now, but before, even with the warning, because I believe there was a warning before a formal violation, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, so walk me through this. So when you spoke with the respondent about concerns about doing business on the public right of way out here, what did you explain? Did you explain what they were allowed to do or not allowed to do?
Yeah, well, I explained to them that they were supposed to be operating within the business, don't leave right outside from the front, the entrance, and they weren't allowed to solicit anymore. We've been getting complaints, and then
did you submit the formal warning, I believe?
Oh, yeah. Well, the warning in here, if I'm being
well, so
let me clarify what I'm trying to establish here.
I'm so sorry. Before I lose this thought,
Yeah,
I'm not
go
sure if we entered the exhibits.
We
The
did.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you can go back to Exhibit 1.
Okay.
Was that the warning? And then, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you're fine. And okay, if I'm completely transparent, I have actually reached out to Moar. It was on January 25th. I texted him. I said, "Hey, I literally just watched your guy go up to someone on the sidewalk. I have to head to the beach, and please take action. I don't want to see it on my way back." And then he responded with, "I just called my manager. You won't see it again." And
when was that?
That was on January 25th. This public records is in my city phone. Just to say, like, I have spoken with him before the 18th. Like, we have
Right,
spoken.
before you even issued this warning, correct?
Yes.
So I'm not sure if this estoppel argument, if that city employee had the type of authority, but even with that being said, even if she did,
This was done on the 15th,
Or the
and then you
15th, yes.
observed behavior occurring after this notice was
correct.
Yes.
Which was the 18th, which is the date of the formal the notice of violation. In addition to it, even after the notice of violation, which presumably could be a separate violation, but he's just saying that it's still going on, correct? It was still
Mr.
occurring.
Pilo, what I'm exploring with the city here is I'm trying to understand your argument that you were given instructions that allowed you to do such things, but
with limited.
But my understanding is, and the city can correct me if I'm misrepresenting what they just testified to, but my understanding from the city is subsequent to that you were given further instruction that this could not continue outside in the right of way.
From my understanding with the clarification that I've had is that I was not allowed to pass the line of my zoning because it's a part of my business. And this is the reason they're allowing me to put the sample stands out there, because otherwise I would get a violation for that too. So if I'm here to get a clarification, if they need to be completely inside the business, that's fine, that's what will happen. But the reason that kept going is because they stayed in the line that I've agreed with the previous officer
So
on.
once you got the contact from Code Officer Connor,
Yes.
you still thought that you could do that?
Yes. Inside my property, what I understood from the city is there is a certain line just outside of my door that is a part of my property. So yes, so if you could see the pink flowers, well, maybe I can find a better picture on my phone if that's fine, and I could show you guys the property. That was my understanding from basically not this code officer, but the previous one that was a part of my property, and I was allowed to do that. If my people needs to just get inside, then I understand. I'm just here to get a clarification of what am I allowed and why am I not.
Officer Lee,
Yes.
did you have a conversation about there being a line at any point where they can walk up to?
Like I said, I wasn't there for that. He informed me of that agreement, but I wasn't there to attest.
When did he inform you of that agreement?
It was during the dead months. I believe that the agreement was only possibly have it out there while your business, like you were trying to get businessers. I can't even speak on it. I wasn't there for that conversation.
I honestly do not know what to do with this.
But to clarify, even though he told you that, you still advised him that he could not do anything on the outside of the business, correct?
Yes.
Just so that I'm clear, when did you advise him nothing outside the business?
That was, well, officially on the 23rd. I had talked to him about the
Can we go back to that exhibit?
aggressive solicitation. Yeah. Which one? Right here?
One.
Oh, one.
Can you read what you wrote there?
Well, yes. It says, please stop all solicitation from the employees at your business onto the general public. Aggressive solicitation is not permitted. And so you could actually say on the 15th, I asked to stop all solicitation to the general public.
Mr. Pilot, when you read that, you thought that you could still do it, just stay closer to your building?
No, I was thinking that first of all, I wasn't in the country from the 13th through the 22nd. I was trying to contact my employees. My manager also was out of the country, which I could show proofs of. And I've asked them to stay inside the building. Anything that that happened after this is completely I take responsibility for. I was trying from outside of the country, basically explaining my employees to stay inside of the business. Obviously, when nobody's there, so it's hard to keep an eye.
All right, this is what I think. All right, case 26-00579. I'm going to make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 4.6.6A123, solicitation that is occurring outside the building. So you're actually doing business outside the building, which is a violation of that particular code. I accept as truthful your assertion that you were given some direction that it was okay, at least for a while. So I'm not going to penalize you for that. However, as I understand and I read this, I think it's pretty clear that the direction was pretty clear that you should not continue this, and it did continue. So I'm going to assess a one-time fine in the amount of $1,500 payable within 30 days. I'm going to ask, since you want a direction, what the code says is you cannot solicit outside your building. All right? That's my rule.
Thank you.
Is it possible to finance the fine?
You're going to have to talk to the city about that. I just make rulings.
Can I get more time?
I could give you more time. How much time do you need?
60 days.
All right.
Thank you.
60 days.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Case number 10. So it's a non-compliance case. The case number is 2022-006-336. Property owner is Betty Ford. The property address is 513 Southwest 3rd Street. And the code officer for the case is Reggie Williams.
Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 513 Southwest 3rd Street, case 2022-006336. This case was originally found to be a building and property maintenance violation on June 17, 2022 for roof repair and maintenance. On January 25th, 2024, the ruling was to apply and obtain permits within 30 days or a daily fine of $50 per day. On February 26, 2024, a board order inspection was conducted and it was observed that the violation still existed. On February 2nd, 2026, I posted a non-compliance hearing notice at the property. On January 30th, 2026, a non-compliance hearing notice was mailed first class, certified mail, and posted to City Hall. As of today, March 5th, 2026, the fine remains outstanding. I have 9 new photos to introduce as evidence and 7 previously showed photos from the initial hearing. City suggests lien the property in the amount of $27,900 and continued daily fine of $50 per day. So this photo was taken June 2nd, 2022, and it's showing the structure on the property. This photo was taken June 2nd, 2022, and it's showing the soffit on the building that needs repair. This was taken June 2nd, 2022, and it's showing damage to the bottom of the structure.
So these are just some old follow-up, some old, you can scroll through them.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just to kind of give you a refresher. This magistrate.
These are already in evidence, right?
Correct.
Okay. Exhibit 1, taken January 26, 2026, and it's a picture of the front of the property, which shows that the the roof maintenance was completed. Exhibit 2 was taken January 26, 2026, and it shows that the soffit was repaired. Exhibit 3, taken January 26, 2026, and it shows the side of the house on the right side where the soffit was repaired. Exhibit 4 is an affidavit of compliance, non-compliance. Exhibit 5 was taken February 2nd, 2026, and is a notice of violation posted to the property. Exhibit 6 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 7 was taken March 2nd, 2026, and it's showing the roof was still repaired. Exhibit 8 was taken March 2nd, 2026, and it's showing that the soffit was repaired. Exhibit 9 was taken March 2nd, 2026, and it's just showing the right side of the property where the soffit was repaired.
But it did not have approved permit.
So,
What's outstanding here?
so they applied for the permits, they were issued, but they did not complete the certification of occupancy. And the permit was expired. So,
Did the inspection occur?
not for the CO
Do you have
was
the
not
order?
a cert.
The order. What does the order say for compliance? I just want to be clear because I don't know if that's where you're going, Mr. Wagner.
You anticipate me correctly most of the time.
So I have from,
Wait, I think he's trying to read the order. Should be the last page in the section.
Here we go. Well, it looks like they're going to have to issue the order. Yeah, I think it's still in violation until the permit is closed.
Is that what the order says?
It doesn't, but it says completion of the violation of the code section, so wouldn't have hurt to write this in greater specificity, I suppose. But either way, the it expired, right? Without being completed.
Correct. The permit expired, so it does not have a valid permit.
Can I say something in here?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, I did get permits in between time. I don't know why it's not record.
No, we have knowledge of your permits. The question that what the officer testified to was that the inspection for the certificate of use was never conducted, so the permit's expired.
No, I got 3 different permits. And I got 2 extensions, and the last one I got was I didn't bring them with me. I didn't think I needed to. But I was told that the cleanup, all the repairs were made except for paint. And the property wasn't, it was still material from the work in front and store it. They said I have to remove all the stuff, which I did.
Are you saying you got a certificate of use? Because the officer's saying you did not.
Did I have a what?
A CU.
Certificate of
Occupancy, sorry.
CO.
It was never non-occupants. What happened was my parent got sick, and one died and one is still sick, and we're seeing by them. It was never, couldn't be occupied, so I don't know where that even came from.
Okay, so let me clarify this. Whenever you have open permits, to finally close out the permit, you need to do final inspections, final review by the building department. So they'll come out, they'll inspect, and then they'll say a final stamp of approval would be the certificate of occupancy. That's just what they call it. Not that you couldn't live there, but it's closed out, everything was done. Are you saying that you had someone from the building department come and do the final inspections and approve the work that was done?
I came down to the office and told them what we're doing. We complied with what they were doing. All we was left to do was clean up. We had a permit just for a couple of wherever the walls need repair, as you pointed out, and we repaired all the places. We didn't need to rebuild anything. All we needed was to patch the patches, and then we told them we wanted to paint it. We fixed the roof and fixed the sidings. That's what we got the permit for. And we patched the places what they were concerned with. and all we were doing was painting, and it kept raining.
Yeah, but
and
you're still
all
going
that.
to need the building official to sign off and close the permits, which didn't happen. That's why you're still in violation.
Well, the last we heard was we have to clean up, and we had a lot of material that was in front from old wood that was damaged and whatnot, and we removed a lot of the debris, that was in front.
Officer Williams, at this point, they'd have to reinstate the permit?
Because the last permit I got said was in it. I could bring that in if needed.
No, I don't think there's a dispute that you got the permit. The problem is that that's only part of the process. I think the city attorney was trying to explain that you get the permit, you do the work, then you call for an inspection. The city, by the way, if I'm misrepresenting this, somebody from the city, please tell me, but my understanding is you get the permit, you do the work, then you let the city know that it's complete. They come out and they do an inspection, and assuming you pass the inspection, they issue a certificate of occupancy, a CO saying that this is complete and it's closed. What the city is saying here is you got the permit, apparently you did at least some of the work, because we can see that in the pictures, but at no point did you invite the city out to let them know it was completed so that they could inspect the work and issue the CO. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but on the last permit that I got, it said no inspection needed. If I read it right, and that's how I read it, and I could get that and bring it in.
I don't think I've ever seen such a thing. Does such a thing exist?
No.
I don't know of it.
I
don't know any permit that says no inspection needed.
I came in here.
But I tell you what, if you can show it to me, I'll look at it. Do you have a document that says no inspection needed?
No, I came in recently. That was the last one I did, which was probably February. Early February or late thing. I came in and bought that. That last.
I'm sorry. I never asked you for your name.
Timothy Ford. I'm Betty Ford's son.
Mr. Ford, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lean and continue, but I'm going to strongly suggest that you meet with the code officer so they can walk you through what you need to do to bring the property into compliance. Once you do, there is a process where you can go back and ask for a reduction of lien, but at this point, unless you've got something to show me about how you complied, you're not in compliance.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, and I was telling them the cleanup was maintenance was the main thing. The inspector that I talked to was telling me, and it started raining and all that kind of stuff, and got real cold right at that point when I promised him I was going to do it. But
I
as you
appreciate
see,
that.
right now, it looks way different than that right now today. And
I'm glad it does. I'm going to ask you to meet with Mr. Williams, but in the meantime, in 2022-006336, I'm going to lean and continue. But do meet. I do hope you're able to bring it in compliance, and then we'll talk about a reduction.
Thank you. Case number 11, Code 25-000094. Malarkey. The property owner is Malarkey Investment, LLC. The property address is 638 Southwest 7th Avenue, and the code officer on the case is Reggie Williams.
Start?
Go ahead.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Reggie Williams, Code Enforcement Officer for the City of Delray Beach. I'm here regarding property 638 Southwest 7th Avenue. Case Code 25-000094. This case was originally found to be a work without permit violation on July 18th, 2025 for installing new fence. On October 9th, 2025, the ruling was to obtain an approved permit within 30 days or a daily fine of $50 per day. On November 12th, 2025, a board order inspection was conducted, and it was observed that the violation still existed. On February 23rd, 2026, I posted a non-compliance hearing notice at the property. On February 23rd, 2026, non-compliance hearing notice was mailed first class, certified mail, and posted to City Hall. As of today, March 5th, 2026, the fine remains outstanding. I have 9 new photos to introduce as evidence and 3 previously showed photos from the initial hearing. City suggests lien the property in the amount of $3,000 and continue daily fine of $50 per day. It was taken July 18, 2025. The back of the property.
Yeah, we
What?
could just skip
Skip
through
that?
the old photos unless you have something new.
Exhibit 1, taken February 12, 2026, is a picture of the fence in the back alleyway behind the property. Exhibit 2, taken February 12, 2026, is a different angle of the fence in the alleyway behind the property. Exhibit 3, taken February 12, 2026, is the front of the property, showing the fence still in the location. Exhibit 4 is a first affidavit of compliance, non-compliance. Exhibit 5 is a posting of the notice of violation on February 23rd, 2026. Exhibit 6 is an affidavit of posting and mailing. Exhibit 7 is a re-inspection prior to hearing on March 4th, 2026, showing the photo in the alleyway in the back of the property. Exhibit 8 was taken March 4th, 2026, showing the picture of the fence in the alleyway behind the property. And Exhibit 9 was taken March 4th, 2026, and shows the fence in the front of the property.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Carson Malarkey.
And Mr. Malarkey, are you the principal for Malarkey Investments, LLC?
Yes.
Mr. Malarkey, do you have any objections to the photographs or documents the city would like to put in evidence?
No.
Without objection, so admitted. The floor is yours.
So I don't know if you guys saw the difference between the first pictures and the newer pictures. Last time we talked about the permit process, basically on the east side of the property, after the fence was built, I got it surveyed. The fence on the front side of the property was crossing the boundary by like 1 foot because I tied into the neighbor's fence, and his was on his side of the property by like over a foot. Whenever they built it, they didn't do it right on the property line, so I pulled the fence back on the front and on the back. I also added the privacy strips that were required for the permit, which was all like the feedback that I got why it wasn't accepted essentially. And then I got it surveyed again recently, and they messed it up, and they essentially just did the survey as one long fence, and so I have to contact them and have it surveyed again. That's where I'm at right now. I mean, the fence is like at this point, everything that was the reason that it wasn't getting permitted has been resolved. I got it surveyed again. I received the survey back earlier this week, and it was wrong. I highlighted how they did not, they didn't capture the gaps in the fence. They just surveyed it as one long fence. So on the survey, it still looks like I'm crossing the property.
When do you anticipate completing the stuff you need to do to get the permit?
1 more month.
All right, Mr. Malarkey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lien the $3,000. I'm going to stay the fine for 30 days. Hopefully in that time you can bring it into compliance. After you're in compliance, you do have some remedies available. You can come and ask for a reduction if you're so inclined to. No guarantees that you'll get one, but I'll give you 30 days where you're not getting an additional fine so that you can see if you can bring this into compliance.
With the lien, if I get it permitted, does the lien stay?
The lien's still there. There is a process you can use. You can talk to the officer of coming and asking for a reduction of lien, but that's only available once you're in compliance, which you currently are not.
Okay.
So really the only thing I can do here is stay the fine, which I'm going to do.
Okay.
To give you 30 days to bring it into compliance. If you can avail yourself of whatever remedies you want after you're in compliance, but at this point, you're not in compliance. There's really not much I can do.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So the $3,000 lien, no more fines as of now. 30 days, and then we'll have another meeting, or how's it work?
If you're going to have to, I can't give you legal advice, but you can check with the code officer about what the process is you can do once you're in compliance. Okay.
So I would say if it does come into compliance, make sure you contact the code enforcement department so you can let them know at least that it's in compliance, and then you can go from there. They'll advise you.
So so I'm not getting fined per day for the 30 days, but then in 30 days, what's going to happen?
If you're not in compliance in 30 days, then the fine will resume.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
All right. Code 25000094. Make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice sufficient. Find the property continues to be in violation. I hereby halt the fine for 30 days for resolution, and I lien the property $3,000.
Thank you.
Seeing no further business before us, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I have your order if you want it, the stipulation.
Yes. So if you can give it to them for the file, so you guys can email me a copy, and then I'll if you can.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
Yeah, if you can scan it in and email it to me, okay?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you all were just talking about his hair on the last Zoom meeting that we had about.
Can
you edit it? He does, yeah.